Hello everybody and welcome back to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing new week. Currently it is Monday, the trading week has just started, all of the markets are open. As you can see, the stock market is currently open, the CME future markets are open, and Bitcoin is currently having a rejection from our new weekly pivot resistance. As you can see right here, from around 106 700 basically the Bitcoin price got rejected from this level, and it is currently trying to test our newly weekly pivot right here. As you can see, basically at 104 200 basically is that key level, which also perfectly consolidates with our value area low of this range. Now I wanted to talk about some very important Bitcoin chart. So if we look at the daily and we take our volume profile tool and we measure from the beginning of November, basically when that pump started, this whole range, if we measure it to right now, as you can see, Bitcoin is currently back into that below that value area high and is currently getting rejected twice from it. If we go on a lower time frame, you can basically see that we got rejected once and right now we are getting rejected twice. So basically we are back into that big range, as you can see. And what this means for Bitcoin, it means that Bitcoin price is currently not overvalued at the tops right here, like it was right here and right here. And right now we are back in that consolidating range, and it is very possible, since the price got below that value area high, it is very key level. Basically the next target after this bounce, it may be our POC, where the most volume was traded for Bitcoin, which will basically take us at that weekly pivot support 3, which is basically at around 96k. And if we do something like this and we break down from this POC, then my next target will be that 88k, basically the value area low of the range. But this target still remains for me right now as not very possible, since I first wanna see that test of that weekly POC. Since we do not actually broke, we are still trading above that range right here that we did not broke out of, which I predicted last week. As you can see right here, as I mentioned, if we do not lose this box, then everything will be fine, and that is exactly what happened. We did not lose that key level right here, and the price got that bounce to the upside, as you can see. So in my opinion, right now very important time for Bitcoin and also for the stock market. As you can see, we did actually open up a bit to the downside, and we also do have some new pivot levels for the S&P 500. Basically you can see our weekly pivot currently sitting pretty high, actually at around 5,976. So basically it is possible that we get some kind of a retest of that weekly pivot, and then the S&P 500 can move once again to the upside. But as of right now, let's focus more on Bitcoin. So in my opinion, as I mentioned, it is very important level, this value area high, and as long as we do not get back above this red line, basically this value area high, then I can see higher price targets for now. So firstly, I want to see that breakout. Now if we look on a higher time frame like the weekly, as you can see, we do have some kind of a, you can call it a bull flag forming right here. So if this continues to chop right here, then it is possible that we can break out to the upside. Also it depends, our indicators, they need to curve up basically. Also our momentum wave need to do something like this, and our RSI, we want to see it like something we saw right here, basically that oversold level above the 80 line to get that perfect pump, as you know. And then after we are oversold like this on the RSI and flashing green in the oversold zone, then we can look for shorts. But right now, very important level, guys, that we do not lose this small range right here. As you can see, we need to hold basically this level right here so the price can do something like this once again, and we need to reclaim that value area high, basically something like this. If it plays out like this, then it is very possible that the price goes back to the all-time highs or even make a newer all-time highs basically. But as of right now, the price is getting rejected, as I said, so we need to be careful, very careful this upcoming week, since we do have a lot of news. On Wednesday it will be the most important news, the CPI data, which in my opinion will determine the direction of the market. So we just need to sit on our hands right now and wait patiently for that news, since it is very possible that it shooks the market with very big volatility. But if you want to be looking for a trade right now, you can probably look for a short position right here from that current level, 105k basically, and you can put your stop loss above that value area high, and you can target that POC where most of the volume was traded, and you can actually look for it like a swing trade to the downside basically. So this will be a move of around 8%, while you were only risking like 3% basically. Very good risk to reward ratio in my opinion, and it is very possible that this trade plays out, since as you know, on the daily time frame we are getting rejected from that bigger range, and also we did get rejected on the smaller time frame from that current range that we are in right now, as you can see from that value area high. And also we are possibly gonna test our weekly pivot, and then maybe if we break down, then we can test the lower and the lower weekly pivot supports. As you can see, this is my trading plan for now. So it is very possible that we can see something like this playing out this week or maybe next week, as you know. Now if we look at Ethereum also still consolidating in that range right here. As you can see, if we go on a lower time frame, basically you can see, maybe we can extend the range to the here. And right now you can see Ethereum is currently getting rejected from that POC where the most volume is. Basically the most volume is still inside that range, and we got a fake out twice. As you can see, we got a fake out here, we got a fake out here, and then the rest of the times the Ethereum price perfectly bounced from this value area low, the green line, and right now it is trying to test it again. So maybe this time it is not actually a fake out and we lose that level basically. But if it is a fake out, then I'm expecting a bounce. So maybe we can bounce from around here, or maybe we can bounce from a bit lower to grab that liquidity, maybe at around 2330, and then we can see that test back up to that value area high. But as I said, it all depends on what Bitcoin does, and for right now Bitcoin is actually looking pretty bearish and is getting rejected from very key levels. But my only hope is that we do get some kind of a pump from the stock market, and then Bitcoin can also pump like it happened last week. Basically last week we got a very big pump for the stock market, as you know, and Bitcoin reacted pretty well to this, as you know, got that V-shaped recovery, pumped 6% after the pump of the stock market. So very important. And if we cover also the Bitcoin dominance, as I mentioned in my video that we need the Bitcoin dominance to drop, Bitcoin dominance is still currently creating this pattern right here, basically looking very strong. So maybe I can expect some kind of an SFP, basically swing fail pattern for the Bitcoin dominance, to try and take out the highs right here, reject from right here, and then get a bigger bounce, maybe like something that happened right here. So it is very possible for the Bitcoin dominance to continue going higher until it reaches that 65% again, and then we'll probably be seeing some lower prices for the altcoins, like for example Sui, currently testing that weekly pivot of around $3.70, as you can see. So also very key level for SUI. So if you lose that level, then as I'm seeing on the chart, maybe we do get some kind of a test of the lower weekly pivot supports, basically of around $2.85. It is very possible, since after this bullish divergence we did pump out very big and we left a lot of liquidity sitting to the downside. So it's very possible that SUI takes out all of this liquidity before having another move to the upside. The same goes for Ethereum, guys. As long as Ethereum does not lose this value area low, then it will be fine. But if it loses, then it will be that liquidity grab, as we saw happen right here and right here. So very important to watch out and have a good risk management. And if we look, for example, at gold, let's look at gold for right now. Gold is still in a very strong uptrend right now after having a dip last week of around 3%, currently perfectly testing that weekly pivot support one, and it is currently going to test that weekly pivot of around 3,336 basically, as you can see. And for gold, my price targets are still higher. So basically gold, it can actually create a bigger, a newer all-time high if we measure that range after the pump basically. Maybe let's measure it from here. Yeah, so right now we are back below that POC, as you can see, which also perfectly consolidates with our weekly pivots. So gold needs to reclaim that POC and then maybe go back and test that value area high. And if it breaks out, then I'm seeing once again higher price targets and maybe test that all-time high for gold once again, since gold is very strong right now. As you can see, it has been in the past, basically in the past months and weeks, gold has been going absolutely parabolic, stronger than Bitcoin, as you know. But yeah, so this will be my outlook for today, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe for the channel, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye.